Speaker, they're out on bail less than 24 hours later. The Liberal incompetence touches so much more than the criminal justice system. You might need a nugget of gold to buy gas in Ontario today. After 9 years of this Prime Minister, his carbon tax prices have hiked the cost of gas by 14 cents a litre today. If he refuses to call a carbon tax election, will the Prime Minister put a pause on his punishing hikes over the summer so that Canadians can take a little road trip? Or will he do everyone in this country a favour and take a permanent road trip so the Canadians can afford to live?
The Honourable Minister for Public Services and Procurement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. 8 out of 10 families receive more in the carbon rebate than they pay on the carbon price. The reason is that all the proceeds from the carbon price are sent back to Canadians. Wealthier families pay more, so low-income and middle-class families get more, Mr. Speaker. 8 out of 10 families get more from the carbon rebate than they pay on the carbon price. In addition to that, obviously, that reduces pollution, that reduces the cost of climate change.
Here.
The Honourable Member for Bellechasse-les-Échemins-Lévis. Mr. Speaker, after 9 years of this Prime Minister, the cost of living has reached a truly alarming level. Food banks are busier than ever, criminals have total impunity, and affordable housing is so scarce that Quebecers are forced to live in motels, Mr. Speaker. Canadians who can no longer afford housing or even food, that is the reality today. This Prime Minister is simply not worth the cost. Will he show Canadians a little empathy, or will he continue to make their living conditions worse, Mr. Speaker? The Honourable Minister of Public Services and Procurement. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the number of units of affordable housing created by the Conservative leader when he was housing minister during his whole mandate for the whole country. It's difficult to talk about empathy when we think of the Conservative leader who created 6 affordable housing units, one for each 6 million Canadians during his mandate. There were 170 created in my colleague's writing recently. The Honourable Member for Bellechasse-les-Échemins-Lévis. I'll give him a number, 9. 9 years of this Liberal government means 9 years of inflationary policies, 9 years of wasting Canadians' money, and 9 years of reckless disregard for them. Money everywhere but in Canadians' pockets, criminals everywhere but in jail, and affordable rents everywhere but in Canada. Why so much failure? The answer is as simple as it is glaring. It's because of this Prime Minister who isn't worth the cost. Can he put an end to the budgetary mess and give a little more thought to Canadians who can't even afford housing because of him? The Honourable Minister of Public Services and Procurement. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My colleague is talking about affordable housing. 6 affordable housing units under the Conservative leader when he was Minister of Housing for his whole mandate for the whole country. In just her riding, 173. In just her riding, 173 affordable housing units have been created by municipalities with financial help from the Canadian government. As her leader continues to insult Quebec's municipalities, calling them incompetent, with 6 affordable housing units, there are 173 affordable housing units that have been built in her riding. Once again, I invite members to not speak when they have not been recognized by the Speaker. In particular, I am referring to my friend, my dear colleague from Portneuf, Jacques Cartier.